Okay, I'm just washing my hands with water in a public place. Reason why I do not wash my hands with the dispenser soap is because the soaps that they put in here have ingredients such as pork ingredients. I'll come back to this to tell you which part of the pork that it uses. But, people tell you to wash your hands with soap, that you be clean. If you don't use soap, you're not clean. That's a mentality that we develop over time from us being brainwashed, that we need soap, there's stuff to wash our hands with. You can wash your hands with just water, as long as you scrub and wash the stuff off your hands, especially if you have nothing sticky on your hands that needs something to help scrub your hands off. And your hands will be just fine. Be clean until you use what you normally use somewhere else. Or use sanitizer. Hi. But anyway, yeah, so this contains pork ingredients in there. So you make yourself unclean regardless by using soap. I'd rather just use water and know that I'm staying away from what's impure, what's unclean. Shalom, shalom. It's me, Hannah. I want to mention to you about some ingredients that are food derived. Now, there are many websites up based on food ingredients, animal ingredients, and products. This one in particular, I want to share for a brief moment of some things that are in here. Like, for instance, this one is basically a vegan animal protection type of website. People who just, are, care about animals. We all care about animals, but I'm not vegan. I'm not a vegetarian 100%. We do eat meat occasionally. We do. But we do care about animals as well and how they are treated, and very cautious of where we get our meat from when we do get some meat. So, but I do want to mention that this website do have, it do have a list of ingredients, name of chemicals, and, names of animal products that are under scientific names that we may not recognize in ingredients of products that contain pork. And for those who follow the food laws, who do not want to have any unclean animal products in their food, or maybe not animal products at all in their food unless they choose to eat animal, I want to read a couple off for you. So anyway, this is the PETA's list of animal-derived ingredients and their alternatives. Is here to help you avoid animal ingredients in food and cosmetics and other products. Now, keep in mind that this list is not all-inclusive. There are thousands of technical and patent names for ingredients variations. Many ingredients known by one name can be of animal, vegetable, or synthetic origin. However, don't let all this overwhelm you. This list is a resource and is here to help. If you have any questions regarding an ingredient in a product, you can always call the manufacturer. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm just want to let you know that, I'm going to read some ingredients, some names of ingredients that be in food that you may not be aware of, okay? And like I said, I don't go by websites 100% all the time, but you can get resources from many things and have references to back those things up as well. So anyway, there's one, the adrenaline. Now this is alphabetical order. Adrenaline is a hormone from adrenal glands of hogs, cattle, and sheep. In medicine, alternatives. Now the alternatives are synthetics. Now I personally do not recommend synthetic at all. There are natural alternatives. Now, so their alternatives may not be legit, may not be exactly what what should be recommended. But just besides the alternatives, there are other healthier alternatives as far as the natural remedies, natural ways of using things instead of synthetics. But never mind the alternatives. Just want to let you know, never mind the alternatives on this page, because a lot of it is synthetics. Those who use synthetic stuff, synthetics aren't good either because it's not natural for the body. But I just want to read some of the ingredients. So, let me see. There's albumin in eggs, milk, mussels, blood. And we know as Scripture tells us don't eat blood. We shouldn't be consuming anything of blood in our food like that. Nor the fat of the animal, because we know that causes cholesterol, high cholesterol, and other health issues, clog the arteries in the heart, heart problems and all. Okay. And many vegetable tissue and fluids. In cosmetics, albumin is usually derived from egg whites, egg whites, and used as a coagulating agent. May cause allergic reaction in cakes, cookies, candies, etc. Egg whites sometimes used in clearing wines. Derivative is albumin. So now, like I said, I'm not completely against meat products, okay? But there's some people who are and just don't want animal products in their like wine and stuff like that, in their orange juices or pork fat or anything like that in the orange juice to clear the orange juice, to do the clearing so it don't look cloudy. Like, who wants to eat, and drink fruit juice or eat anything that contains mixed in with animal products, as far as fruit and stuff like that, you want to drink something that is 100% is juice. So that's something that I'm looking at as well. Okay, so I'm going to go down. Alligator skin, it says sea leather. Okay. So then you have, where is it? Ambergris from whale intestines. Okay, we don't eat whale. We eat things or have anything to do with anything that of the ocean that has fins and scales, unless it's seaweed or of course or something like that. Sea vegetables, but of animal, we skins and fails. I'm saying it wrong. Skins and I'm saying it wrong still. Scales and fins. So from whale intestines, used as a fixative in making perfumes and as a flavoring in foods and beverages. Alternatives, of course, it says synthetic, but I wouldn't choose that. It's a vegetable fixative. And then there's lanolin, Amercol, or however that is, L101. It says C-lanolin. Let me see. Amino acids, the building blocks of protein in all animal and plants, of course. But just looking at the fact that they use these from animals, which our body makes our own amino acids. When we take care of our bodies, eating the herbs and plants that we eat as needed. So anyway, okay. So you got Angora, which is hair from the Angora rabbit or goat, used in clothing. Some people have allergies, allergic to certain animal hairs and stuff like that, and they use in clothing and stuff. And people wonder why they have skin issues. Let's see. So animal fats and oils. Now, we don't supposed to be using animal fats to be eating and stuff like that. That's very unhealthy. Nor do I want to put animal fat on my skin. It's just nasty. So in foods, in cosmetics, etc., highly allergenic. Alternatives are olive oil, wheat germ oil, coconut oil, flaxseed oil, almond oil, safflower, etc. Okay, you got animal hair in some blankets, mattresses, brushes, furniture, etc. Alternatives would be vegetable. I'm not going to say synthetic fiber. Well, I'll say synthetic fibers, But to put on your body, I wouldn't recommend synthetic fibers to go in your body or on your body. But, used for other reasons maybe. But That's just my opinion on that one. Okay, so arachidonic acid, so excuse me if I don't pronounce these right, a liquid unsaturated fatty acid that is found in liver, brain, glands, and fat of animals and humans. And humans. Generally isolated from animal liver. Used in companion animal food for nutrition and in skin creams and lotions to soothe eczema and rashes. Alternatives, I wouldn't recommend synthetics, but there's aloe, there's tea tree oil, calendula ointment. Be careful with aloe too, because they're been tampering with aloe for a long time too. People are having allergy issues with aloe and may not know it. So you got a Recadil propionate, a wax that can be from animal fat. So you got bee pollen. You got a lot of people allergic to that kind of stuff. It's the microsporic grains in seed plants gathered by bees, then collected from the legs of bees. Causes allergic reaction in some people. In nutritional supplements, shampoos, toothpaste, deodorants, and there's the alternatives. You got pollen collected from plants instead. You got the plant amino acid. So now talk about the crucial inhumane of animals. I'm just gonna mention this part. Now I'm not against have anything to do with any products of bees, but the way that they are practicing getting these ingredients to make products of these animals are just very crucial. You got product produced by bees for their own use. It says bees are selectively bred. Cold bees are killed. A cheap sugar is substituted for their stolen honey. So these bees get sick, and they take their honey and they give them a artificial sugar. That is crazy, and they have no antibiotics or nothing naturally made that they. Camera cut off for a moment, but anyway, this is very much inhumane. How they treat these bees. These bees cannot even protect themselves. They regurgitate to make the honey over and over a couple of times, and until it forms a sticky substance, and it forms the honey, the antibiotics, and everything that comes with the honey, and that is used to protect their home. That is what they create. So they take that to sell and give them fake stuff, and they can't even protect themselves with that. So they get sick and they die, and it's just crazy. And they expect them to take that and use that to try to remake whatever that is to protect themselves. And you got this is horrible. So anyway, it says millions die as a result. Their legs are often torn off by pollen collection trapdoors. This is true. Okay, and this is crazy how, I don't know if y'all ever seen a movie a long time ago. We don't watch the movie anymore, but I just remember, called The Bee Movie. The Bee Movie actually tells it all about how they treat these bees and what they do to drug these bees up at the same time and to keep them sedated, and also that way they can take their stuff from them. It's crazy. These things are so inhumane. So anyway, along with that, one thing I don't like is if I can help it, to use products that is taken by animals, taken from animals, that's made by them or of them, in a inhumane way, and use it for their own purpose, just to make money. just by knowing this is very, very crucial to me. There's a lot of people who don't even care, like, oh, well, they've been doing it for a long time, so what, blah, blah, blah. But people are so selfish and so insensitive, have no care at all of, these things. And when these creatures become extinct, then what? They won't have anything else. That's the reason why they're recreating hybridized animals to keep carrying on the way that they are doing, because all the original animals are almost extinct and they are dying off. So we won't be able to have, and then that just throws everything, the laws of nature, all off with the way of nature is supposed to be in this world, the way the Most High Yah had created things to be. So we all have a purpose. Even the creatures have a purpose. They're killing off using these hogs, these hogs for their purposes as well, and killing them off and stuff like that. And then what? I mean, it's crazy. And they're scavengers of the earth. They are used to clean up as well, not used to use for products, because the scripture is clear. Don't touch the dead carcass. Don't even touch it. Don't have anything to do with it. Don't eat it. It's unclean. It's abominable to you. So therefore, this is what they're doing. And we are mixed up in the land of our captivity with other nations. So therefore, everyone from every other nation is going to bring all these different religious acts into the practices, and we're all mixed in with it, thinking that is okay. But we have to remember, folks, we have to remember, people, that this is not of us at all. Just because we're surrounded by it doesn't mean that we're supposed to partake in it. Okay? We will still suffer the consequences. We can't say, oh, pray the Most High Yah, and he won't let any harm happen unless he allow it. Well, he did allow us to go into captivity. Okay? He did let us go into our captivity and we suffer. But while we're here, we still do not make excuses and justify that we can still go about accepting certain things that is not of him. We can't be picky like that. We can't pick out what we want to do that is set apart and what is not set apart. Some things that we choose to do that's still not set apart and make it acceptable in the eyes of the Most High Yah. We're not holier than thou. We cannot do that. Okay? I know a lot of us have issues with illnesses and stuff like that, and are using medications for things. But, especially coming down to medications that have all kinds of unclean things in it, blood and pork and things derived from all kinds of animals and stuff, we're going to have to start making a change. If we really truly believe and rely on the Most High Yah, we can make these changes gradually, okay? I'm not saying to go cold turkey, but you can gradually start making the changes so you can get off of this unclean stuff. He knows your heart, but if he knows also if you're really trying and you're working a way to make the transformation. You're transitioning over to what he says is set apart and righteous. So we're going to have to do that. That is what he looks at as well. Okay? Because Amunah is by itself, without the works, is dead. So therefore, which is faith. Okay? And we can't practice that. All right? So so anyway, moving forward, there's other stuff. I'm going to skip along because it's a long list. But you got biotin, vitamin H, vitamin B factor, and it says in every living cell and in large amounts in milk and yeast. Now remember, y'all, cow's milk and stuff like that. They put all kinds of pus comes out into it. You got the chemicals, the hormones, you got blood that come out into this milk products and stuff as well, and these things are used also in your products, okay? And so you're adding unclean things into your products that you think that is set apart. Okay, used in a texturizer, in cosmetics, shampoos, and creams, alternatives, plant sources. Okay, so there's blood from any slaughtered animal. used as adhesive in plywood, as found in cheese making, also found in cheese making, foam, rubber, intravenous feedings. I mean, come on now, this is nasty. Intravenous feedings and medicines, possibly in foods such as lecithin or lecithin or lecithin. I think it's lecithin. Alternatives, not the synthetics, but the plant sources, or synthetic if you're doing it using for a foam, rubber, and intravenous feedings. Yes, synthetics or something like that. Boar bristles, hair from wild or captive hogs. Okay, in natural toothbrushes and bath and shaving brushes. Okay, you got the alternatives: vegetable fibers, nylon, and pilu branch or pilu gum, which is Asian available in the U.S. It's juice replaces toothpaste. So you got bone char. Now this is something y'all need to know, because I know y'all love to make y'all set apart foods and sweets and pies and stuff like that and all this stuff. But guess what? Bone char, animal bone ash, used in bone china and often to make sugar white. Serves as the charcoal used in aquarium filters. Alternative, synthetic trabasic calcium phosphate. That's the alternative. Okay, bone char, make to used and often to make white sugar white. Okay. There's bone meal, crushed or ground animal bones, in some fertilizers, in some vitamins and supplements as sources of calcium, and in toothpastes. Okay. Alternatives: plant mulch, vegetable compost, dolomite clay, vegetarian, and vitamins. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to calf skin. It says sea leather. I have a website up as well that shows about that. Image to show how they use the calf skin to make leather with, stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's against, making leather, but look at how they're treating these animals, though, to do this. They're doing so much harm to these animals just to make a profit, because people are hungry for these things, and this is just inhumane the way they do it. If animals just be used naturally and when things are needed and necessary, that's a different thing. But the way that they're doing it, they're brutally murdering thousands, millions of animals a year just to sell to people who use things and probably toss in a closet and don't use it again, or whatever that they do for it. I mean, it's just crazy. It's the inhumane part what I'm against. That's what I'm against. I'm not against of if things were properly done, casually and all, but because we know in scripture when Adam and Hua had sinned, the Most High Yah, when he kicked them out of when he kicked them out of Eden, I mean, they had fig leaves on them that they put on them, but he put coats of skin on them, which is animal skin. So therefore, the Most High Yah is not against making coats of animal skin, but and that was for a reason. They sinned, and they did sin. The sacrifice back then was to slaughter an animal, sacrifice an animal for the sin, depending on what the sin was, and it was for certain reasons, but it wasn't something to be done every day, all day, for their own purpose and their own inhumane reasons. So therefore, I just want to put that out there, just in case some people may think that I am a religious freak of, which I'm of no religion, but a religious freak of veganism, based off of, for the purpose of caring about animals to where we don't eat animals, nothing like that. But the inhumane way is just very crucial, and it's very sad. Okay, so you got a lot of stuff, but I'm going to skip. And this website is called Animal. It's www.peta.org. You don't have to go to this one in particular, but just to get some idea, because I went to other websites too, but just to get some ideas of and some references to back up other websites I looked at and articles, what's going on. This is one of them that I'm looking at and reading off of. Animal derived ingredients resources. So anyway, we got carmine, cochineal. I have that on my website as well to show a bit about that and talk a bit about that. Red pigment from the crushed female cochineal insect or cochineal. Reportedly, 70,000 beetles must be killed to produce 1 pound of this red dye. That's so fuzzy. Sorry about that. My camera's a little fuzzy. Okay. Let me see. Used in cosmetics, shampoos, red applesauce, and other foods, including red lollipops and food coloring. May cause allergic reaction. Alternatives: beet juice used in powders, rugs, shampoos. No known toxicity. Alkanet root. Okay, it's a herb-like tree used as a red dye for inks, wines, lip balms, etc. No known toxicity. Can also be combined to make a copper or blue coloring. See colors. So, yeah, we got a lot of this going on here. And we got to go back to the food laws, because the food laws tell us what animals are okay to eat and what are unclean. So we have to be cautious of what animals we are dealing with in our products. You got keratin, you got pigment found in animal tissue and all plants, okay? Used in coloring and cosmetics and in the manufacture of vitamin A. Okay, I'm going to scroll down some more, a lot more. Let's see. Okay, you got castor. Not castor oil, but castor or castoreum. Creamy substance with a strong odor, originally from muskrat and beaver. Genitals, but now typically synthetic. Okay. Call your manufacturer on your product to make sure which one is which. Used as a fixative in perfume and incense. While some cosmetic companies continue to use animal castor, the majority do not. So be aware of that. Cat gut. Tough string from the intestines of sheep, horses, etc. Used for surgical sutures. Oh, come on. Cat gut. Used for surgical sutures? You want them sutures to be part of your body to hold that together? Don't you see that's unclean? Oh, that's so disgusting. Also, the stringing, tennis rackets, muscle instruments, etc. Alternatives is nylon and other synthetic fibers. Okay, so we got cerebroside. So anything with cere, C-E-R-E, it has to do with the brain. Okay, so remember that. Fatty acids and sugar found in the covering of nerves may be synthetic or of animal origin. When animal derived, may include tissues from brain, used in moisturizers. Okay, so we got wax. Originally, we got cetyl alcohol or ketyl alcohol. Wax originally found in spermaceti or something like that, from sperm whales or dolphins, but now most often derived from petroleum. Okay. So, all right. You got chitosan or chitosan. Okay, a fiber derived from crustacean shells. So you're talking about seashells. Used as a lipid binder in diet products. Hair, oral, and skin care products. Antiperspirants and deodorants. Alternatives: raspberries, yams, legumes, dried apricots, many other fruits and vegetables as a substitution. All right, y'all, it's just way too much to bear for me. Cholesterol. Cholesterol is that's added is a steroid alcohol in all animal fats and oils, nervous tissue, egg yolk, and blood. Can be derived from lanolin. Okay. In cosmetics, eye creams, shampoos, etc., you got alternatives: Solid complex alcohol, sterols, or from plant sources. Okay, we got colors and dyes. Pigments from animal, plant, and synthetic sources used to color foods, cosmetics, and other products. Cochineal is from insects. Widely used FD and C and D and C colors are coal tar derivatives that are continuously tested on animals because of their carcinogen properties. Okay, you got alternatives: grapes, beets, turmeric, saffron, carrots, chlorophyll, annatto, alkanet. Okay, people, listen. A long time ago, before I did my website and everything and saw the results of the word of the Most High Yah working through me, before all of that, I was using cortisone, me and my children, for a long time. Okay, and after I saw the results within a few days, within a week, after I waited till the week passed, and then I tossed a whole drawer full of medications out the window, out in the trash. I sure did. I was like, forget this. I've been on these for a long time, for years, me and my children, and no results. We was getting worse and getting sicker, and now we got rid of those things because the truth is in the word. You have to live by what the word says. You believe it, and stop relying on what these man-made medications that these doctors recommend to you are. Now, you can always go to doctors and get diagnosed of whatever, but know the alternatives so you can take care of yourself, and ask for alternatives so you can avoid these type of things. But if they cannot provide it to you, then so you can avoid, don't think that this is the only option. You have options, but you have to trust in the Most High Yah, and that means doing the will of the Most High Yah, which He says to come from out of the unclean things, and therefore we need to do our best. As long as we have the choices to make the best choices, use the best alternatives, which is through Yah. Okay, the things that He had given us to that already have these natural things. And remember that majority of these things are nothing but imitation of what is natural, but they like to do these practices of including unclean things in it, which doesn't make any sense at all. Just to sustain the products longer, so it lasts longer, they add unclean things in it just for that purpose. But yet we are constantly being ill based off of these things. You may feel better for a little while, but then you have to rely on these medications for a long term, and you don't want to do that. That is not the will of the Most High Yah for you to continue to be sick. So here's cortisone. Cortisone, corticosteroid. When animal derived, that means it's not always animal derived, but when it is, which most are, a hormone from adrenal glands. Remember in the very beginning, I read about what adrenal glands are. However, a synthetic is widely used, so be very cautious of what you use. Okay, typically used in medicine. There's alternatives. They got synthetics, but synthetics is still not good for the skin either. Okay, especially long term. All right. Excuse me. Sorry. You got cysteine, L form, an amino acid from hair that can come from animals. Now remember. Okay, so so you got the cysteine, and it's used in it comes from animals and humans also. Used in hair care products and creams, in some bakery products, and in wound healing formulations. Alternatives, plant sources. Okay, you got the cysteine, an amino acid found in urine and horse hair, used as a nutritional supplement and in emollients. Alternatives, plant sources. See how we keep going back to plant sources? Okay, here's another one. This is, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's duodenum substances from the digestive tracts of cows and pigs, added to some vitamin tablets in some medications, some medicines. Alternatives, vegetarian vitamins or synthetics. Okay, here's another one, y'all. Estrogen. And I'm just going to read it. Female hormones from pregnant mares' urine. Female hormones from pregnant mares' urine. Come on now. Think about this. Considered a drug, can have harmful systematic effects if used by children, used for reproductive problems and in birth control pills and Premarin. A menopausal drug in creams, perfumes, and lotions has a negligible effect in the creams as a skin restorative. Simple vegetable source emollients are considered better. Alternatives: oral contraceptives. I'd rather none of oral contraceptives, but if you are doing that, and menopausal drugs based on synthetic, okay, those aren't good to be on menopausal drugs anyways. There are natural remedies for that purpose. And also, have you ever heard of myrtle tree? So, scripture speaks of myrtle tree, but of course, metaphorically speaking, used as a symbolic. But anyway, there are a lot of natural substitutions for all these things. Okay, the way it originally was, way before all this man-made stuff. Okay, fatty acid can be one or any mixture of liquid and solid acids such as caprylic, lauric, myristic, oleic, palmitic, and stearic. Used in bubble baths, lipsticks, soaps, detergents, cosmetics, food. Okay, so your alternatives are vegetable-derived acids. Okay, and then we have. Okay, we got fish oil. Fish oil can also be from marine mammals, used in soap making. Okay, fur, obtained from animals, usually mink, foxes, or rabbits. So you're talking about your unclean animals stuff. Okay, so anyway, just naming, that's all. I'm not here to say what's what, but just look at all this. Cruelly trapped in steel jaw traps or raised in intensive confinement on fur farms. So alternatives, synthetics. All right. You got gelatin, gel. Protein obtained by boiling skin, tendons, ligaments, and or bones in water from cows and pigs. So when you see gelatin and gel, most of the time they're using pig, okay? And they may use cow, but most of the time, it depends on which one that they're able to have at the time. They're gonna use. It's just gonna say gelatin, so they're using either or. So this is the fat, the protein and the fat and stuff boiled from the body and skin of the animals, and then they put it in these products. Used in shampoos, face masks, and other cosmetics. Used as a thickener for fruit gelatins and puddings. Jello, okay? In candies, marshmallows, cakes, ice creams, yogurts. On photographic film, and in vitamins as a coating and as capsules, sometimes used to assist in clearing wines. So you got the alternatives: carrageenan, Irish sea moss. Love Irish sea moss. I will use Irish sea moss for all of that, for a substitution for numbers of things. Seaweed, agar, kelp, used in jellies, plastics, medicine, pectin from fruits, dextrins, locust bean gum, cotton gum, silica gel. So you got different alternatives. And it says marshmallows were originally made from the root of the marshmallow plant. Vegetarian capsules are now available from several companies. Digital cameras don't use film. So you are able to use a camera. You don't have to use the one that uses film. Okay, so you got a byproduct of soap. This is glycerin. Manufacturer normally uses animal fat. In cosmetics, food, mouthwashes, chewing gum, toothpaste, soaps, ointments, medicines, lubricants, transmission and brake fluid, and plastics. Derivatives, glycerides, glycerols, glycereth 26, polyglycerol. Alternatives: vegetable glycerin and a byproduct of vegetable oil soap. Derivatives of seaweed, petroleum, but petroleum is not really the best to use either, but yet there's petroleum. Okay, so you got guanine, pearl essence, obtained from scales of fish, constituent constituent of ribonucleic acid and deoxyribonucleic nucleic acid, and found in all animal and plant tissues, in shampoo, nail polish, other cosmetics. So you got alternatives as well. So you got hide glue, same as gelatin, but of a cruder, impure form. Oh, wait, here's another one. Hyaluronic acid. When animal derived, that means if the product is animal derived, a protein found in umbilical cords and the fluids around the joints, used in cosmetics and some medical applications. Okay, now this is for many. Now this is the main one that I really want to hit right here, right on it. Insulin from hog pancreas. From hog pancreas, insulin. Okay, used by millions of diabetics daily. Alternatives: synthetics or vegetarian diet and nutritional supplements. Human insulin grown in a lab. It's a substitution that they have, but listen, I'll go with the vegetarian diet and nutritional supplements anytime. And fasting and prayer and all of that. Okay? So, insulin. From hog pancreas. Think about that. Injecting that to, it's like lanolin acids, wool fat, wool wax, a product of the oil glands of sheep extracted from the wool, used as an emollient in many skin care products and cosmetics and in medicines. An allergen with no proven effectiveness. Okay, so it says see wool for cruelty to sheep. So, the derivatives are aliphatic alcohols, cholesterol, isopropyl, lanolate, lanogen, lanolin alcohols, lanosterols, triterpene or whatever alcohols. And there's the alternatives. The alternatives is plant and vegetable oils. That's your alternative for that. Excuse me. Shh. Okay, so then there is the it says lanolin alcohol, lanosterols, lanolin. There's lard. As we know, we used to love that Jiffy cornbread. It has the pork lard in it. Okay, so stay away from that if you haven't. And a lot of pie crusts and all, also that pastries and stuff that you buy from Publix and Walmart and different places and all have lard, animal lard in it. Okay, we want to avoid the fat. Even let's not justify anything that will disturb our health now by saying, well, they used it a long time ago. That's what we have to work with. Well, guess what? We have options. We have options now. We have a choice to use this or stay away from it, especially if you want to stay healthier and so the Most High Yah, to be a cleaner vessel for the Most High Yah can use you and be a testimony to others and be able to fulfill the will of the Most High Yah the best way, the best of your ability. So we have fat from hog abdomens. Fat from hog abdomens in shaving creams, soaps, cosmetics, in baked goods, French fries, refined beans, and many other foods. Alternatives: pure vegetable fats or oils. Okay. So we got we got leather, suede, cow skin, sheep skin, alligator skin, other types of skin. Yeah, other types of skin. Come on now. If you really know what the Illuminati, excuse me, if you really know what the Illuminati and celebrities and stuff, what they be doing, especially with wearing skin that you think that's of animal, isn't always Okay, I don't have proof of this, okay? But just doing some research and all of what has been going on and things that they are involved in, ain't no telling. You know, we already know what they do. So, subsidizes the meat industry. Okay, used to make wallets, handbags, furniture, and car upholstery, shoes, etc. Alternatives: cotton, canvas, nylon, vinyl, ultra suede, pleather, other synthetics. All right. And we're not talking about the calf skin or the sheep skin. We're talking about other stuff. What's it made of? Out of pork. Majority of your things was with pork skin. I think horse hide. I can't remember, but I know it's pork, and not just cow, but like they say, alligator skin and other animal types. So they're not limited to. Think about that. And yeah, you may not know. That's why you may not really know what's what, but it's good to find these things out if you really want to consider what you use and what you're putting near your skin and, you know, what you're obtaining. So you got lecithin, choline bitartrate, waxy substance in nervous tissue of all living organisms, but frequently obtained for commercial purposes from eggs and soybeans. Also from nerve tissue, blood, milk, corn. Okay. So, okay, you got the linoleic acid, an essential fatty acid used in cosmetics, vitamins. Okay. And then you got the lipase or lipase, enzyme from the stomachs and tongues of glands of cows, kids, and lambs, used in cheese making and in digestive aids. Alternatives: vegetable enzymes, castor beans. Yeah, why not use that? That works just as good. Way better and natural, original. This is the way you're supposed to go about it. Not use animal products, stuff from animal glands and all, and tongue. Well, let me see, from the stomach and tongue glands, to have this type of thing in digestive aids. That's disgusting. So, yeah. Okay, so you got marine oil from fish or marine mammals, including porpoises, used in soap making, used as a shortening, especially in some margarines, as a lubricant, and in paint. Alternatives: vegetable oils. Okay, now you got methionine or methionine, essential amino acid found in various proteins, usually from egg, albumin, and casein, used as a texturizer and for freshness in potato chips. I know that may seem like, you know, that's okay, but this is okay for those who don't care about what they eat, you know? But there are those who probably want potato chips without eggs and animal products on it, like casein and stuff like that. And people have allergies to these things, even children. So these things we gotta be careful of too. Okay, you got milk protein, hydrolyzed milk protein from the milk of cows, in cosmetics, shampoos, moisturizers, conditioners, etc. So I don't recommend soy. Okay, soy is not good. Cause a lot of problems, especially for us so-called African Americans, which we are Yashrulites. People should not. I do not do well with soy anyway. That is not of us. That's not something that's created. That's not food for us. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, he made plants for this and that. But guess what? Not all plants are of the Most High Yah. Man took what's natural and chose to knock it up with another species or plant or whatever and recreate more hybridized foods. Okay? Y'all get that through y'all heads. All right? I know that we may not be able to avoid every single thing, but according to our knowledge, we need to be looking out for these things, all right? And make sure we avoid at all costs as much as possible. Okay, so mink oil from minks. Okay, in cosmetics, creams, etc. Alternatives, vegetable oils and emollients such as avocado oil and jojoba oil. So you got monoglycerides. Here we go. And it says see glycerin from animal fat. Now you know when you hear animal fat, you may be thinking of the clean animal fat, but guess what? We don't supposed to be messing with the fat anyway. So whether clean or unclean. So from animal fat in margarines, cake mixes, candies, food, etc., and cosmetics, alternative vegetable glycerides. Musk oil. Let's see where musk oil comes from. Okay, so we got dried secretion. Say it again, dried secretion, painfully obtained from musk deer, beaver, muskrat, civet cat, and otter genitals. Wild cats are kept captive in cages in horrible conditions and are whipped around the genital to produce the scent. Beavers are trapped, deer are shot in perfumes and in food flavorings. Listen here, in perfumes and food flavorings. Alternative, and you gotta think about your ice cream when it says natural flavoring. When you get the when you get these ice cream stuff that y'all be eating and think if it's not GMO or organic, or vegan, guess what? You're eating this, okay? From beaver genitals, beaver, secretion. It's just nasty. Okay, in perfumes and food flavorings, alternatives, labdanum oil from various rockwool shrubs, and extract from other plants with a musky scent. So you got so many things going on here. This is a list of things here that we don't know, but guess what? When you get the knowledge of knowing what is really going on, what are you going to do? That's the question. It always ends up with what are you going to do? Are you going to continue after you've learned this and don't care? Because Most High Yah cares. But he doesn't force us to do what he wants us to do. But he do allow us to know and do the right thing, do the best thing to steer clear of things that will defile the temple. But it's up to us to want to follow and do what is commanded of us. Keep our temples clean. And it does matter. Okay? Let's not be holier than thou. Saying stay over there, and let me do my thing. Don't tell me anything. Let's not have that attitude. So now we have okay, that's natural sources. Nucleic acid. It's more, but there's oleic acid. Obtains from various animal and vegetable fat and oil, so it could be either or, from animal or vegetable. Usually obtained commercially from inedible tallow. Inedible. See? Tallow. It's disgusting. And it says in foods, soft soaps. Foods and soft soaps. Yeah, you go to your Walmart, your Target, and all these other places, and even the soft soaps that you buy from the store have these oleic acid in there. Come on now. And you're like using it and thinking that your hands gonna be clean and all that, and look at here, you putting all extra stuff on your skin. You don't even know what kind of animal fat that it came from. You don't even know if it's vegetable or animal. So you have to be cautious of that. You do have choices. We have options of what we choose to use, okay? And what am I going to do when I go and wash my hands in the public bath? Hey, take some essential oil with you. Or take some coconut, a little small container or a little small jar of coconut oil. Put some coconut oil in it. That's hold around in your bag with a little bit of tea tree, few drops of tea tree oil in it, or lavender oil in it, or something like that, or some natural herbs in it, to get the extract from it, and rub that on your hands. That kills germs. It kills germs. It kills bacteria. Plus, your skin is moisturized. You don't have to worry about dry skin, and you smell good. Come on now, you got alternatives. You got different ways of doing things. A lot of us, these are common sense things, but a lot of us just don't know anything. So it's not to down talk anyone, because I didn't know anything, but when I learned, I had to do better. So same thing here, just saying that these are alternatives, other alternatives you can use, or you can just use good old-fashioned sanitizer if you want. But be cautious also with the lotions and creams that you also use on your skin too, because a lot of these things are in that. You can make your own or buy something, organic products that don't contain, vegans organic products that don't contain any of this stuff. So you don't have to worry about this. Even peppermint, you can put a couple of drops of peppermint oil drops in your oil and use that for your skin. So anyway, let me see, soft soap, bar soap, peppermint, wave solutions, creams, nail polish, lipsticks, many other skin preparations. Derivatives: oleate, oleo, stearate. Alternatives: coconut oil. Look at it. That's your alternative, coconut oil. See alternatives to animal fat and oils. So you want to be cautious with these things. And if you are allergic to coconut oil, there are other oils you can use. You got sweet almond oil. You have jojoba oil. You have avocado. You have shea butter. You have other natural butters and oils. You got mango. You got all kinds of stuff you can use. You can use your olive. Don't think that you are limited. You're not limited. Only thing that is limited is our knowledge. That's it. What we choose to learn and choose not to learn. Whatever you learn, you are not limited to the options that you have. So, let me see. Yeah, oleo alcohol, ocenol, I think that's what it is. Found in fish oils, used in the manufacture of detergents, as a plasticizer for softening fabrics, and as a carrier for medications. Derivatives: oleo oracidate, oleo imidazoline or dozolin. And not just fish, but also of other unclean animals too that they use to make things with the plastic bags and all. So we got a list of these things. Oh, it's so much. So I'm gonna have to skip some of this because I've been reading a lot of what this is. I say go to the website if you like, and there's other websites also that point out more things in detail of what these things are, what's in your stuff. So we got Pepsin now. In the hospitals when you have stomach issue, they put the Pepsin liquid through the IV, stuff like that, to help you out. Listen to this: Pepsin in hogs' stomachs, a clotting agent in some cheeses and vitamins. Same uses and alternatives as rennet. So you got Pepsin that's used for numbers of things. Excuse that. You got placenta. Now this is one I really want to cover. Placenta polypeptides, protein after birth. Contains waste matter eliminated by the fetus, derived from the uterus of slaughtered animals. Animal placenta is widely used in skin creams, shampoos, masks, etc. Alternatives: kelp. Use your kelp. Kelp feels so good. Feel like you're in a spa. It's amazing how it makes your skin feel, and how the benefits and minerals from it also that your skin need. It helps with. And you got alternatives to, see alternatives to animal fats and oils on that one also. So you got a lot of things. You got pristane, which is obtained from the liver oil of sharks and from whale ambergris. Let me see. Used as a lubricant. It says sea squalene, ambergris. It says used as a lubricant and anti-corrosive agent in cosmetics. Alternatives, plant oils. Okay. You got progesterone. Progesterone is a steroid hormone used in anti-wrinkle face creams. Okay, and it says can have adverse systematic effects. So know what you're using, know what you're picking up, know what you're advertising. Also, if you are someone who sells these products as well, if you're against it, don't be partakers of selling it. If you can, if you are able to avoid as much as possible. You got propolis. Propolis from beehives, but some people are allergic to these things, and they if people don't know what this is, it's tree sap gathered by bees and used as a sealant in beehives. They use it in toothpaste. Excuse me, they use it in toothpaste, shampoo, deodorant, supplements, etc. Some people are really are allergic to these things and don't really know how it can affect someone who are allergic to propolis. So you got the rennet. The rennet and renin is enzymes from calf's stomach used in cheese making, rennet custard, junket, and in many coagulated dairy products. Okay. The alternatives are microbial coagulating agents, bacterial culture, lemon juice, or vegetable rennet. Okay, those are alternatives. Let's see, there's more, but I'm just trying to skip along because it's so much. So you got royal jelly, secretion from the throat glands of worker honeybees. Secretion from the throat glands of worker honeybees. Fed to the larvae in a colony and to all queen larvae. No proven value in cosmetic preparation. So why are they doing this then? See, this is crazy. So alternatives would be aloe vera and other stuff, plant derivatives. Okay, sable brushes from the fur of sables, weasel-like mammals, used to make eye makeup, lipstick, and artist brushes. Alternatives, synthetic fibers. Seed turtle oil. It says sea turtle oil, so I'll be, yeah. So you got shark liver oil, used in lubricating creams and lotions. You got, let's scroll down. Oh, it's so much. They got, shellac, resinous glaze, resinous excretion of certain insects, used as a candy glaze in hair liquor and on jewelry. Plant waxes are alternatives, and zine from corn are alternatives. Silk powder. Silk is a shiny fiber made by silkworms to form their cocoons. Worms are boiled in their cocoons to get the silk. Hear me out. Worms are boiled in their cocoons to get the silk. Think of something. Used in cloth. In silk screening, other fine cloth can be and is used instead. Okay, you got taffeta, can be made from silk or nylon. Silk powder is obtained from the secretion of the silkworm. It is used as a coloring agent in face powders, soaps, etc. Can cause severe allergic skin reaction and systematic reaction if inhaled or ingested. Alternatives would be milkweed, seed pod fibers, nylon, silk, cotton, tree, and seba, I believe, tree, filaments, kapak, rayon, and synthetic silks, which is polyester. You got snails. In some cosmetics, they're crushed. So, got so much. You got spermaceti or spermaceti, cetyl. I don't know how to pronounce all these words. Palmitate, sperm oil. Waxy oil originally derived from the sperm whale's head or from dolphins, but now most often derived from petroleum. In many margarines, in skin creams, ointments, shampoos, candies, etc. Used in the leather industry, may become rancid and cause irritation. Alternatives are synthetic, spermaceti, or jojoba oil, and other vegetable emollients. Okay. So then you got, oh gosh, squalene is oil from shark livers, etc. In cosmetics, moisturizers, hair dyes, surface active agents. Alternatives: vegetable emollients such as olive oil, wheat germ oil, and etc. Stearic acid. When animal derived, that means it's optional. That means they might choose plant or animal, but when animal derived, a fat from cows, pigs, and sheep, and from dogs and cats. Euthanized in animal shelters, etc. May also be of plant origin, including from cocoa butter and shea butter. Okay, so it can be harsh, irritating. Used in cosmetics, soaps, lubricants, candies, candles, hairspray, conditioners, deodorants, creams, chewing gum, food flavoring. Derivatives would be stearamine, stearates, stearic hydrozide, stearon, stearoxytrimethylsilane, stearoyl lactylic acid, stearyl butane, stearyl imidazolin. Alternatives would be stearic acid, can be found in many vegetable fats and coconut. Whew, that's a lot. So, yeah, you got the sterile alcohol, a mixture of solid alcohols can be prepared from sperm whale oil in medicines, creams, rinses, shampoos, etc. Derivatives are stearamine oxide, stearyl acetate, stearyl caprolate, stearyl citrate, stearyl dimethyl amine, stearyl glyceretinate, stearyl heptanoate, stearyl octanoate, stearyl stearate. Alternatives would be plant sources, vegetable stearic acid. So let's get all of those, which goes along with that. So, you got a lot here. You got to know what all these are. Okay, tallow. Here's one big one. Tallow here. Okay, you got tallow, fatty alcohol, stearic acid. Rendered beef fat may cause. Now, this is rendered beef fat. Now, remember, tallow is boiled fat. Is of any dead animal. And they say rendered beef fat, but most products don't even. If they're not even using beef, they'll use anything like dog, cat, and anything else, deer or whatever. But this is rendered beef fat. May cause eczema and blackheads. In wax paper, crayons, margarines, paints, rubber, lubricants, etc. In candles, soaps, lipsticks, shaving creams, other cosmetics. Chemicals, PCB, can be in animal tallow. Derivatives: sodium tallowate, tallow acid, tallow. So basically anything with the word tallow in it. If you see the word tallow, it has to do with the fat of the animal. Okay. You got alternatives as vegetable tallow, Now, if it says vegetable tallow, you'll know that is vegetable. You got Japan tallow, that's the alternative. Paraffin, Saracen, it says the alternative to beeswax. Paraffin is usually from petroleum. Well, I prefer not petroleum. Let's see, wood, coal, or shale oil. I apologize if I haven't been moving my phone around, my camera around a little bit too much, and not really focus on what I'm reading. But just if you can bear with me, follow along as what I am saying. And you can also go to the website or other websites that has this, that's reference to this as well. You got turtle oil, sea turtle oil. Shh. My baby is eating a cantaloupe, so please excuse her and the noise in the background. Okay, so we got turtle oil, sea turtle. From the muscles and genitals of giant sea turtles in soaps, skin creams, nail creams.